All right, y'all, we are back for part two. Like I said, if you watched the earlier, let's talk. As I said this morning, um, I had some Christmas parties to go to, so I missed the end of last week. So I am doubling up today, and man, what a tough day for the women's volleyball team. It's unfortunate that here's the bad part about it. So there are some people who have not watched women's volleyball until the last two games, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. They they didn't have their best at the Final Four. There are some things that, as I say, my daughter just started playing this year. So there's some things that I limitedly know, if that's a word. But their passing was off. Um, Texas A&M served them well, which I don't know if it's a serve or we were just off with our passing. Our communication was off. Just a bad day to have, probably your worst game. And I will say this: Texas A&M didn't let us off the hook like Wisconsin did, and I think that's the difference. And Texas A&M has seen us play before. I think we beat them in 4 sets earlier this year, and we just met a team that was just on a roll, and we couldn't get out our own way. That we the errors, the bad passing was just wasn't our day, man. And it's unfortunate that we got some new viewers to watch us play, and we didn't play at our best. But if you have watched these ladies all year long, this was a great group of young ladies. They represented UK um, at an extremely high level, and the accolades they got were not given to win the SEC, to win the SEC tournament, to be the best seed in the Final Four, to make it to the Final Four. Man, that was amazing. And it's unfortunate that you're only as good as your last game, and many people are gonna. The last game just wasn't their best, and to get swept was crazy. Peanut butter, the passing was not good. Some of the sets were not good because of the bumps from the serve. It was just a bad. It was a We were not able to freely hit on a lot of instances. So um, that hurt us. But the grand scheme of things, man, this was a great season. To make it to the Final Four is really for me, for any of the sports that have a Final Four, to make it to the Final Four is a great achievement. Whatever happens after that is cherry on top. To make it to the Final Four is an unbelievable achievement. As simple as that. And these ladies did a great job. And as an alum, former athlete, proud isn't a strong enough word because what they went through with getting new players. I mean, we only have one senior on the team. Now, can we keep all the pieces to the puzzle together for another year? Because if so, you got a true freshman setter. You got Brooklyn, who apparently had a knee injury, coming back for her senior year. Um, there's some studs on this team. I think Trinity Ward is a freshman too. So the team is young. Eva was the senior cam. So we lose Hudson, which was a big piece. But look, I'm a big fan of Asia Thigpen. Um, so I think we are with playing in this game. I think it's going to only help these young kids. Those A&M girls that play together since they were kids, and anybody's going to beat us. Dude. They played a great look. They beat Texas before we beat them. They're not. I mean, this is not like something crazy for them to get to this point. They did have the toughest draw though. To go through the draw they went through and to make it this far is pretty amazing. So I had something, y'all, that I wanted to show. a few days ago and I couldn't. So I'm going to show it now and we're going to talk about it. I'm a big Charles Barkley fan. I don't think around a gas can. Things have to go your way all the time, and it just didn't go our way. Uh, They did a great job, man. It's simple as that. They won more than we lost. But let me see if I can go to this. This is Charles Barkley talking about NIL. And there's one thing at the end I don't agree with, and we'll talk about it. I hope you can hear it. Hold on, let me.
These NCAA idiots and fools, well, I should just call them jackasses like they are. I'm trying to figure out how we have screwed up college sports. I would call it the Wild Wild West, but that would be disrespectful to the Wild Wild West. NIL every year, the transfer portal. I have no idea where college sports are going, but it's going in a bad direction. We have screwed up college sports for 1%. 1% of players who probably make all the money, but we're going to end up screwing the other 99% who actually need college to get a free education. There's going to be a lot of schools that are going to have to go under because they can't afford or can't pay players. I think the women's sports are really going to suffer the most, and it's going to be very interesting what happens in college sports the next couple of years. These NCAA idiots and fools, well,
Yo, I love Charles, but I think Charles is wrong. I don't think this is going to take the NCAA under. And he says it's going to hurt women's sports. I don't think that's true either. I'm going to just tell you, NIL, I think women have a better chance to get more NIL than men. And that's probably more sexist and misogynistic because of men and seeing pretty girls. Advertisers have a better opportunity of creating someone as a spokesperson for them. Damn, Texas Tech just bought the damn last year one of the best softball teams money could buy, and then they doubled down on it this year. So women's sports is not going to suffer that much. My thing is the thing that bothered me was the free education, and that's totally not true. And the reason why that bothers me is because people worry too much about the name across the chest more than anything else. And you think of brand. I know personally of several athletes that went to an institution or program that was that outdid their talent level because they wanted the accolades and the patting on the back that, oh, you went to SEC school, or you went to a Big 12, Big 10 school, or you went, oh, the Pac 12 wants you, or you're going all the way out west from kids in my state. Grand scheme of things is we forget about there's more than Power 4 and Division 1. Just like we just went through James Madison, Tulane. Like, you got G5 schools. A lot of good institutions are in G5. You have Division, you have FCS schools. There are some really nice institutions in FCS. You have D2 schools, you have D3 schools, you have NAIA schools. You have more than just the Power 4. So what I like about it to a point of now is forces people to match their talent level with the level of competition or the division level that best fits you. So some of these borderline kids that, I want to go to, let's just for us, that want to go to LSU, but they not LSU quality. But LSU needs them, or for whatever reason, they get to LSU. And then they got to sit. And every year I try to tell people, every year, I never forget Coach Smith told us, every year I'm recruiting for someone to beat you out. I'm recruiting for your replacement. every year. So if you are a third teamer at one of these big schools, big brand schools, and they're recruiting over you, when are you going to honestly get a chance to show your skill set? Because you third team, that means, so then they're going to bring somebody. Makes no sense. So for me, it doesn't hurt college and kids trying to get an education for free, because you can get a free education all the way down to D2. And if your parents are not financially upward moving, that you can get money at NAIA. So for Charles to say it's going to affect people and kids from getting a free education, that's a lie. It might affect your chance to go to Auburn and get a free education, because Auburn is going to try to get the transfer portal kids. They're going to try to get the high ranking high school athlete, prospective athlete from high school. So yes, it can hurt some of these guys and girls from going to that kind of college, but it's not hurting them from going to a college and getting their education for free. And I think it's actually going to help, because it's going to force you to go to an institution that meets your talent level better. There are a lot of D1 athletes that should go down to D2. I would say this. Let me pray, because I want to go down. There's a lot of D1 athletes, P4 athletes that should be at a G5. There's a lot of G5 athletes that should be at a D2 or FCS. There's a lot of FCS guys that should be D2. But because of you want to be proud of, I got recruited by Florida. Then you go to Florida and you ain't playing. When you should have went to Florida Atlantic. Got some playing time. Then if you keep progressing, then University of Florida might come after you. Florida State might come after you. The University of Miami might come after you. But if you go to one of those schools, you ain't going to play. So no one's going to ever know how good your potential possibly is, because you're going to sit on your ass on the bench for a period of time. So what Charles said about it's going to hurt college sports with kids getting free educations, I don't agree with that. Wholeheartedly, I don't. There's too many other opportunities for free educations in this country at other schools athletically, more than just Power 4. And I promise you, there are more kids that think they're Power 4 or that best is G5, and probably more FCS. Now those kids are going to be forced to go to FCS. And I think that to me is really the route to go, and you still getting your education paid for. The name of the game, y'all, in my opinion, if you have, if your child has potential of going to college and playing athletics, I'm telling you, there's nothing better than finish your school without a student loan. I don't care if it's at damn Rhodes College, if it's at North Dakota State, if it's at Louisiana Tech, if it's at Sanford, if it's at College of Charleston, I don't care. If it's at West Florida, North Florida, it doesn't matter. You have a degree, and you come out of that degree owing no one any money. That is the name of the freaking game. It's getting your college paid for whomever. It doesn't matter where you at. Get that damn degree with no debt. We worry too much about the brand so we can say, well, I go to such and such. It's fool's gold. Now, if you just a guy, now I tell guys this, if you just a guy or girl who just want to go to college and be on the team, you just want to be on your dream team, work your ass off, but know you probably not going to play, and you cool with that, more power to you. But if you want to work and show your skill set, go to a school that you can legitimately show your skill set at as early as possible. I got a couple questions. Peanut, but doesn't JMA make them give up the rights? to make money outside their contract when we make more money from their apprenticeship? I don't think so, Peanut Butter. I haven't. I heard that that's not accurate. I thought they said that was not accurate. I know of a soccer player that went from Florida to Ole Miss at Center College. PLG, thank you. Should have been at Center College from y'all. Here's the thing for me now. With your ability to transfer and get immediate eligibility, there's no reason why not to go down a level. Because here's the deal, in my opinion. I'm going to just tell y'all, as I said earlier, I'm a track guy. I'm a track guy that played football. And in my days, I would have been a very good decathlete. But in my days, track scholarships were, if you were a dude, you was probably only getting half of your school paid for. Probably closer to a quarter of it. All right. So my sophomore year, and look, I was very good at track. My sophomore year, we realized that that's probably not the route. Now, I didn't know I can go in football, but I knew I've been running track my entire life. So when you think about the options of getting your 100% of school paid for or just 25%, the 100 sounds better. So for me, it went to football. So, but I'm a track guy. If I was running track now in today's world, and I was a true track guy, like I wanted to run track as long as I could. I would go to JUCO, and if they still, I don't know the rules anymore because I know they change every freaking week. It seems like if I can go to JUCO for 2 years and that doesn't count towards my eligibility in D1, I'll go to JUCO 2 years no matter how good I am. Now, if I'm elite, I wouldn't. But if I'm like, I would go to JUCO for 2 years, get my associate, then I go to college. I get 2 years to get my BS, BA, whatever you want to get. Then I got 2 more years to get my master's. So I got 4 years. Them your first 4. And now if I redshirt, I get 5. So I got 5 years to get my master's. Not only do you get your undergrad paid for, you got your master's paid for. You can't ask for anything else out of your athletic ability than to go get your BS, BA, and your master's or whatever you in, and go debt free. That to me is the route. Humble yourself. For some of us, realize how nice you had it at whatever high school you were. Go to JUCO for 2 years, or at least a year, and improve your skill set. And if you're good and you become better, then you go to wherever damn college you want to go to. You just improve your stock. Because now the college know what you can do on the next level. You just improve your stock. Now that's in track. I'm not saying you do that in football, but I wouldn't mind. Humble yourself and then keep progressing. And then you get your master's paid for. And if you don't need a master's, you get your undergrad paid for, you might go start on your second major. Take advantage of the system. But as I said, when I showed the Charles Barkley, that is, for me, NIL is not affecting college in that way by affecting kids from getting their education paid for free. That is totally inaccurate. Let me read. Of course, I got peanut butter hot today. It sucks because the degree might make you an extra $10K a year at first, but you have $50K in debt. So the people that didn't go to college or buy a home and start finding out college grades or drowning in debt with no time or money to meet a spouse, so they're living off one income. Nowadays, college grads are working the same jobs as non-grads. Peanut butter, you ain't say it better. Peanut butter, you couldn't have said it better. Because some of these degrees, you can't come out of college making a lot of money. And some of these degrees, for example, teachers, for example, social workers. There are several, I don't know what you call those type of jobs, but social jobs that help other humans, and they're not getting paid. I mean, damn, teachers are the most important people in the world. So you go get your, you go to college to be a teacher, and shit, depends on what college you go to. You are gonna come out of that and be almost impossible to pay. It's gonna take you 10 years to pay off that student loan, and you're helping other kids become smart like you, but now you are not reaping the benefits of that. Um, so you know what, y'all? I'm gonna play the clip again for the people who came in late. Of what I was talking about with Charles Barkley, so people can understand what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna call it a day. Let me get it back to the beginning. All right, y'all. This is what I was talking about.
These NCAA idiots and fools, well, I should just call them jackasses like they are. I'm trying to figure out how we have screwed up college sports. I would call it the Wild Wild West, but that would be disrespectful to the Wild Wild West. NIL every year, the transfer portal. I have no idea where college sports are going, but it's going in a bad direction. We have screwed up college sports for 1%. 1% of players who probably make all the money, but we're going to end up screwing the other 99% who actually need college to get a free education. There's going to be a lot of schools that are going to have to go under because they can't afford or can't pay players. I think the women's sports are really going to suffer the most, and it's going to be very interesting what happens in college sports the next couple of years. These NCAA.
I don't know how it's down there, but up here in Kentucky, we need to pay teachers. Dude, that's everywhere, PLG. Have to get your master's in teaching. Good point, Former. I think it might have been referring to universities cutting some scholarship sports out because Brandon, I don't think that's the I don't think that's the issue. I don't. Um I'm about to tell you that in my opinion, I could be wrong, that colleges are about to make more money because of TV deals, because of, for example, college football playoffs. Did they not read up that recently? Like they're gonna make more money. Um, I don't see with unless they get rid of Title IX. Now I take that. Now they get rid of Title IX, which I think is a tough thing to do. But they get rid of Title IX, Brandon. Then we might. Now you can come back to me and say we're going to be cutting some sports out. Well, as long as they have Title IX, as long as team has football, that's a hard sell. The thing about it, women are not going to get women's sports not going to get the lion's share of the revenue sharing anyway. Women are going to make the majority of their money through via the NIL route. The revenue sharing is going to go primarily to, in my opinion, depend on the school. Obviously, some schools specialize in other sports, but for the mass majority of schools, it's probably going to go football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball. Somewhere in that order. Some people might go football, men's basketball, baseball, and then women's basketball. Some people might go like LSU for men's. LSU might go football, baseball, women's basketball, men's basketball, softball. Like for me, I don't think women's sports gonna get cut down because the Olympic sports already know that they're not gonna get a high percentage of the revenue sharing, that they're gonna have to get the majority of their money through NIL. We already know as track athletes that ain't happening for us. I don't know why I'm saying us because I'm not a track athlete, but track individuals know already. It's been that way since the test of time that money isn't funneling down to track athletes. The swimmers, the tennis players, the golfers, they know that money is not funneling down to those sports, the mass majority of it. The gymnasts have probably gymnasts, track athletes probably have the best opportunity of experience NIL, probably women's basketball. So Man, when the last time you saw a college basketball player impact a game like JQ? Shaq, maybe. Since you said Shaq and you just asked me a question at the top of the dome, I was here when Chris Jackson made his debut at LSU. No one I can think of right now off the top of my head is a bigger impact than Chris Jackson. I have not seen it. Day one, Chris Jackson was a beast. So for me, it wouldn't be Shaq, it'll be Chris Jackson. A lot of people are talking a lot about JQ, but not giving Jalen Lowe his due. I think the both of them changed that game. Look, man, getting Mo back, a game before this one, and then bringing these two monsters in. This is what we expected at the beginning of the season. I'm gonna just say this, y'all. And I said this on the locker Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will start probably broadcasting at the beginning of the year. So we taking the next 2 weeks off, but whatever that is, January, whatever. What is that about? January 6th? Let me get my calendar out while I'm here. Clubbing. January 7th. Join us January 7th. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 7th. As I said on there, and I asked Anthony White this, if we were fully healthy at the beginning of the season, what would our record be? If we were fully healthy at the beginning of the season, what would our record be? I'm going to say this. With a healthy Jalen Lowe and a healthy JQ, I think we beat Louisville and UNC. I think we beat Louisville and North Carolina. The Gonzaga game, the Michigan State game, I don't know about that. Michigan State is physical, like that physicality. I don't know if JQ, he would have made somewhat of a difference, but would have been a big difference. I don't know. I can't say. Could he? Sure. The thing about it is when the Michigan State game was early, right? Michigan State game was after the Louisville game. So if you beat Louisville, maybe you come with a little more confidence. I don't know. But I'm comfortable saying we beat Louisville and we beat North Carolina. I feel no problem saying that, but we didn't have them. But all the hate and the banter, the fire Mark Pope and all that stuff happened because we didn't have a full team. So here's the thing. There's a reason Kelsey won that game, so JQ makes everybody life easy on. Exactly. For sure, peanut butter. Here is the crux of the matter for me. Is that a lot of people say a lot of things about roster construction. Here's what I want people to understand from an athlete standpoint. Because fans think that since we're a Kentucky basketball, we can get anybody we want. Now, a coach can make a bad decision on whom he wants at a certain spot. But I'm going to tell you this. Especially in basketball, because there's more schools that can give money. Because there's some schools that don't have football teams. So here's the thing. Riddle me this. Or some of them don't have Power 4 football teams. Some have football teams, like Villanova, who just lost in the FCS in the semifinals. But here's the thing, right? If I'm Van Hals, I'm like, I am Van Hals. If I'm being recruited by Kentucky, and y'all in Kentucky signs Jalen Lowe, and I think I should be the starting point guard. Why would I come to Kentucky as a backup? We make it seem like, oh, we can get the backup in the third and the fourth. No, we can't. Not in today's market. You're not going to get a backup. You're not going to get a great backup point guard to come to your institution, your program, when you already got a point guard that you got probably going to be the starter. Or the coach says, well, you know what? We'll give you a shot to compete. Bullshit. Well, I go somewhere else and coach says, you all day one starter. Why would I come to Kentucky? Fuck the 8 championship. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I don't think people understand that's what kids feel. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to get my money. And I can't get my money being a backup. So here's the deal. So you formulate this team. You know, only thing you were questioning was JQ. But all the other pieces were slotted with Jalen Lowe as your starter. And when you lose him, now you got to shuffle all the pieces, not just one, because you don't have a back. Well, why didn't we get a backup point guard? Well, probably because a good backup point guard saw you got Jalen Lowe and maybe say, let me go somewhere else. Just because we're Kentucky don't mean that these kids want to automatically come to Kentucky. I think sometimes that is misleading. Because some people got mad at the Cal guys because they came for Cal. That ain't the only damn. Everybody goes for the damn coach. Why do you think Villanova basketball is suffering a little bit? Because those guys was going for Jay Wright. Now Jay Wright ain't there anymore. Now those guys in Pennsylvania are not going there. Or the neighboring states are where they're not going there because Jay Wright's not there. Why do you think Alabama is starting to get players? Because of Nate Oates. Kids are going to college for the football coach. That's why when these coaches leave or get fired, players transfer. Well, this is Michigan. They should stay. Hell, most of these kids don't even get a degree. I think Pope has learned later that Kentucky brand doesn't seal the deal like it used to. Because for sure, Brandon. But I think it's ironic he's so good at chess because he puts people in checkmate. Here's the deal, man. As a coach, I want guys that I want to coach and who I believe can take my coaching. Here's the thing. Sometimes that doesn't match what the fans want. Because sometimes the players the fans want are certain type of players, 5 stars, or that doesn't maybe fit with what I want. Because maybe I don't want that type of player. Maybe I don't want the high 5-star player who comes with some baggage. That doesn't fit what I want to do. That doesn't fit my culture. That doesn't fit my coaching style. People got upset with Cal getting high talent people. Now they're upset the other way around. I think Pope Smart, he'll go out and get a serviceable backup point guard from the OVC or something. For this season, look, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I know whomever got somebody from Europe or whatever, Illinois probably, dude, you are going to. Let me read this. Let me read PLGs. The brand does some work, but remember, toughest recruiting struggle. It doesn't guarantee anything. Here's the thing, y'all. This is honest truth as a player. So, let's say Aberdeen. Let's say Oway. Let's say I'm damn Chandler. Jasper. Like, I've been working my ass off to get better at a position that I'm not comfortable with, but I'm starting to gain some traction. Now, you're going to bring in a guy in January and automatically going to put him in front of me? That is going to make me feel some type of way. I know as fans, y'all think we can just plug and play. We can just do this and do that. That's bull. I'm just saying, when it happens, you are affecting the temperature of that locker room. It's gonna affect it. You just can't do that. You just can't. Name me a team that if they lose their point guard, they have a backup starting level point guard that can come in right away. I haven't watched enough basketball to know, but I'll say this: I know Arkansas. If Arkansas lost Acuff, if I'm saying his last name right, and went back to DJ, that would be a problem. Like, we just believe it. Everybody just has backups that's just backing up starters and gonna be an asset. Exactly, PLG with Louisville. It happens, y'all. This is not just like sometimes I think we just think it's us, and it happens to every team. If you lose, whatever player is your dude. Not many. This is not like back in the day when we had 10 guys pre NIL with Cal, where you can bring in 5 and take out 5. Those days are over. Those days are over. I'm going to say it again. And I don't know, but it was weird after that Purdue game. Everybody said we're going to win 9 on the journey to 9. Then we get some people hurt. Now it's like, oh, I got something else to say. We got something else. Bruh, it's hard to fill basketball teams with backups, with star backups. Devin Booker days are coming off the bench. Ain't happening. It's not. Those days are over. And here's the thing. Once we get everybody back, like everybody says, JQ came, but JQ to me is important, but Jalen Lowe is way more important. Jalen Lowe with JQ now is key to the sauce. Jalen's got to understand that he can't play like he wants to play with that bum shoulder. And it's going to lead me to this, and then we're going to get up out of here, y'all. As a player who has dealt with injuries, as a guy who was in Chicago when Derrick Rose had his knee injury. When Derrick Rose had his knee injury, it's weird. Adrian Peterson had his knee injury at Minnesota. And I'll never forget, listen to sports radio. There was a former football player that was calling Derrick Rose soft because Adrian Peterson came back from his knee surgery in a certain amount of time and Derrick Rose didn't. And that's some bullshit. I'm sorry, y'all. Every injury is different. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. Everybody's level of comfort to play again with an injury is different. Some people are just built a certain way. That does not make them soft. And for me, for this Jalen Rose injury, a guy who I don't know what his injury is, as a guy who had a torn labrum, the shit is unbelievable painful. I don't know what he has, but whatever it is, y'all, if y'all think that kid doesn't want to play and he's soft, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. For that kid to do whatever he did, because we don't know, as a shoulder injury, you don't know what's going to tweak it. Certain movements, you don't know if that movement's going to, you just don't know. For him to tweak it and come back, and you saw him play the second half, there were certain things he wanted to do, and he pulled off of it. Some people just want to be assholes about some of these young people and the things that they do. That kid It's not soft. Now, is he as where you want to say than some people? I don't know. But the injury is real. It's not a fake injury. Like for me, like I know, like hamstring and soft tissue injuries, you can start questioning somebody's soft tissue injury because that's one where it really relies on the athlete to tell you if I'm ready to go back. But if I can MRI that shoulder, X-ray it, and see there's some hot spots in that baby, it's real. I don't know how else to say it, but sometimes some of y'all piss me off with the way y'all characterize these young men. I know y'all think college sports is so important. At the end of the day, it's just sports. And like the whole Brandon Garrison thing, how y'all talk about that man is out of control. Out of control. Grown ass men out of control. It's something when there's a college is a peer. A peer can be a hater, but at least he's a peer. Peers are haters anyway. But when grown ass men talk the way they talk about that young man, no one's fucking perfect. It irks me. So I'm gonna just say this, then I'm gonna get out. We can just get 7 really good players and promise them 30 minutes. You should fill in with several. But peanut butter, that backup ain't gonna be great. And sometimes that backup don't want. I just thought about. Sometimes it's a smart backup at a smaller school, mid-major. Maybe you don't want to come to us. Maybe you want to go somewhere else so you still get playing time. I deal with shoulder injuries all the time. Personal injuries. So dude, I had a torn labrum PLG. That some people are real large behind a keyboard for sure. It's my last thing. What's worse about social media now is it gets to your parents. And to see Garrison's mom be affected by the bullshit that's said on social media, man. Because I promise you wouldn't say it to his face or her face. It's bullshit. It's something. I'm going to just say this. I know I said this before. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I've had some shit happen to me when I was in college. Couldn't get back home. It affected me. I mean, I broke down on the practice field. It affects you. And I don't think people truly understand that. And some people who say, ooh, I wish if I was able to play and wear that jersey at Kentucky, I'll do X, Y, and Z until you really have to do X, Y, Z. I don't think people understand how the amount of things that are pulling on you as a college athlete, especially one that's not from in-state. Because if you're in-state, there is a high likelihood that you can easily get back home if you needed to. But for me, being 12 hours away from home, it wasn't as easy. So sometimes I know it's hard, you get in the moment, but dude, please. There's ways of saying things, there are ways of not. And I'm going to say this, especially in the moment, because sometimes you think you see something and it's not true. That's one big reason why I created Watching with Styles, because I thought I saw something and I watched the game. I'm like, ooh, I was wrong. So if you follow me on Twitter, during football season, I really don't say that much during the game because I want to confirm what my eyes say. And sometimes my eyes are wrong. Sometimes they are 100% accurate, but sometimes they're wrong. So I hold off judgment until I'm able to watch the film. And some of y'all, some of the shit that I see on Twitter is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So that's all I got, y'all. I got some other things that I left off the board from last week. Got some things about, and it's gonna be a little late, but some things about Diego Pavea. I want to talk about that. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Again, y'all, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all jumping on. I'm guilty in YouTube chat room. And peanut butter, see, yeah. PLG, I'm not going yet, but Merry Christmas if you don't show up the next couple of days. Look, y'all, go subscribe. Driving with Styles, Styles. Go to YouTube and subscribe. It's free. Not a subscription base. It's not a paywall. It's free. Go subscribe to me on YouTube. I can't remember the numbers. Am I at 500 yet? I need to get to 500. I might be over 5, but I need to get to 1,000, I think. At Twitter, I am Twitter and TikTok, I'm the same. So if you're on TikTok, go find me at VStyle17 on Twitter. Follow your boy there. If you're on Twitter, go over to TikTok, same handle, VStyle17 there. I need you there. I'm LA Bluegrass on Instagram. Go follow your boy. Go follow your boy. I appreciate it. And I don't have it up here, but if you feeling generous during the holiday season, my Cash App is $ LA Bluegrass. I think that's what it is. Let me go. I'm pretty sure it's $ LA Bluegrass. Do that for your boy. If you're feeling like you want to pony up. Appreciate that, Michael Van. Do you think Stein will get it done immediately? Peanut butter is not yes or no because I gotta wait to see who he gets in. I'm telling y'all, man. If he gets some dudes in here, I would say yes. If we don't, I'm gonna say it's gonna be tough. As I said when he got hired, I wanted to find some UTSA film because at Oregon he's playing with a stacked deck. I mean, you saw some of the screen pass he threw against JMU, one move to the house. Like, do we have those kind of athletes on UK campus right now? That'll be a hard no. That's a hard no. So I'm waiting to see what he gets on campus. Then we can make a more concrete guess. I think it helps that he's a quarterback guy. PLG, you can be a quarterback guy all you want. When you playing an extra SEC game, you lose the non-conference game. We'll see. He can make somebody better. But when you're going against some of the top talent in the SEC, it can be tough. Now let's hope. I mean, we can be hope that Vandy takes a step back. We can hope that South Carolina takes a step back. We can hope that Missouri might take a step back because they just lost Prabula, so they got to find another quarterback. That Texas A&M. Don't we play Texas A&M Alabama back-to-back weeks? Yee! We shall see, y'all. Peanut butter, I'm telling you. I'm going to tell y'all this. If y'all think the portal is going to be fun with Will Stein without having the funds, don't buy into it. We better also have that that damn suitcase, that Brink truck to bag up to some of these guys too. If we ain't got that Brink truck to bag up to some of these households, we ain't getting those too. All right. Oh, we got LSU coming in. I'm down with Lane, and LSU is gonna. LSU got 2 Brinks trucks. So, all right. Again, like, comment, subscribe. 90 Leonardo. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all always for tuning in, watching little old me. Keep the numbers going up. Go follow your boy and bring a friend. Why not bring not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4? Bring as many friends as you like, y'all. Your boy's out.